Hi guys, Surprise here, your local pothead expanding our universe, back with another video. Yes sir. How are you guys doing? Najua kwanza hata wiki imeisha. The plan is usually to like post on Wednesday or latest Thursday or latest kabisa on Friday. But now Wednesday imepita, Thursday imepita, Friday imepita. I had done this video already. Alafu ilikuwa sana shida za sound. And now I'm feeling bad about it because sidhani ninaweza like regurgitate whatever I said, like it had its own vibe, but yeah, I'm the source. I'm the one who brings the vibe. So of course nitapata the words for it. How are you guys? Again, I hope you are well. I'm doing great. I would say so far so good. Nimekuwa on a roll, nimekuwa consistent, you can all tell. Mnipigie makofi for that. And I realized that I hadn't acknowledged that the flower arrangement hangout that I was hosting on 10th October happened. Like, I did like an appreciation post on my Instagram and TikTok, but I forgot to like acknowledge my community here on this like platform. So 2 weeks later, but better late than never, right? But thank you so much for all those who attended the flower arrangement hangout that I was hosting on the 10th of October. You guys filled my cup. I think nimeshasema na pia sitachoka kusema. Si ati juu nishasema, nitachoka kusema. You guys filled my cup a lot. You guys validated me a lot. You guys reminded me of the reason as to why this whole thing exists, The reason is to be able to like be in spaces with like-minded individuals and just build on skills, build on abilities, build on networks and social currency, there's so much that you can gain from a community, and you guys are just helping me actualize that dream. So to all those who attended my flower arrangement hangout, which was also a potluck, like everybody delivered. Guy, kama haujaona, enda tu IG yangu kuna highlight imeandikwa flower, kuna emoji ya a bouquet of flowers alafu hangout. Just go through that highlight, and yeah, our time was hard and I'm so grateful. Yeah. So on today's video, I am here to say capitalism feels unnatural to me. So let's get into it. Sasa sai na feel tu ni kama ninajaribu kukumbuka nilisema nini kwa hiyo video ingine. But I'll try to go with the flow as much as I can, and I'll try to like remember as much as I can, but pia vitu mpya zikikuja, I'm gonna share it with you guys, because why would I hold myself back? I was thinking, okay, nilikuwa nimeshasema before, not in any other video that you guys have seen, I think in like various conversations I have had, and even just like the kind of person I am, and my wife for starting this YouTube channel was basically built around the fact that I know what I know, and I learned what I learned about this world, about capitalism, about the existing systems, about the existing beliefs, all systems, to belief systems, economic systems, social systems, cultural systems. Yeah. And I realized that I have always been very doubtful of the systems that, most of the systems that are in place, right? Especially those that end up feeling oppressive. You might not like, it might not be outrightly oppressive, but if you look at the bigger picture, utaona wewe ndo unachezwa. So such systems have never felt natural to me ever since like I was a kid and growing up. I think I've already touched on like the education system, kwa like boarding school is not a real place videos, and na pia randomly tu nikiongea I touch on how our education systems are messed up and all. And that is the basis. I feel like nimeramble, but mtashikanisha tu. So on education systems, I feel like system kama education ndio inaku mold into the kind of person you'll be in society, and they are set up in a way that they only show you and tell you what they want you to see. And here I mean they, whoever ana create hizo curriculum, whoever ana create hizo system, whoever I'll create hizo systems. That is who I mean by they. They only teach you what they would want you to know. They only teach you what they would want you to see. And I came to find out that most of the things zenye tumefunzwa ama most of the things zenye tumeambiwa tumekuwa tukidanganywa. Na I have not been crazy for feeling like it is unnatural. Yes. So I don't have an earliest memory of a profession that I wanted to pursue, like the one that I wanted to pursue, you know, like siwezi kuambia ati mi kutoka nikue mtoto. You know, there's people who you meet and they're like, oh, mi kutoka nikue mtoto, I always knew I wanted to be a doctor and now I'm a doctor. Yeah. But mimi, I feel like since I was an overachieving student, I always went with the wind. Mi nilikuwa ninaenda na chenye nitaambiwa. Una get, like, I remember at some point I wanted to like be a lawyer. At some point I wanted to be an engineer. At some point I wanted to be like a neurosurgeon. When ilikuwa inaitwa Think Big ama ilikuwa inaitwa aje hiyo book fulani ya Ben Carson. And please notice the pattern of the professions I am mentioning. Hizi ndio professions zenye tulipichiwa about. Hizi ndio professions zenye tulikuwa tunaambiwa wewe kama mtu mwenye umesoma, hizi ndio vitu zenye unafaa kuwa ukifanya, na kama haufanyi hizo vitu basi inamaanisha hauja achieve some level of like intellectual abilities or something, na pia hauja achieve some level of social status, because it like such professions hold social status. So growing up, I would always find myself, not always, I found myself many times gravitating towards such professions because everyone expected me to like, you see, the way we were told ati unafaa kusoma upite primary school and make sure you get into a good national school. Once you're in that good national school, unafaa kusoma upite and get into a good university where you'll go pursue a career, and when you leave university you'll get a job. Sindio? Hivyo ndo tuliambiwa. And I feel like that is the path that I knew would work for me. Like, niliambiwa hivyo, I was willing to take a bet, like to bet on it and to give it a try and to take that path. But penye sasa like questions zilianza kukame in sana, na sana nikaanza like I had to like go back to the drawing board and figure it out, is when I followed everything I was told to follow. I ticked all the boxes I was told to tick because I was assured that if I did it right, I would get the best results. And I did it right, but sikuwa ninapata the results that I was expecting, the results that were preached to me all through. Yes. And that's how I started figuring out why capitalism felt so like unnatural to me. So hiyo ni like, mi naweza sema hiyo ni history yangu with the kind of career I would want to pursue all through like kutoka nikuwe mtoto. It's crazy that now I'm here and the career that I have decided to pursue is like in the creator economy. I was never like pushed towards the creator economy. Kwanza, like, again, as an overachieving student in this Kenyan system, mnajua ukikuwa kama wewe ni mtoto mwenye unapitanga shule, hakuna mtu mwenye anasema ati sasa wewe hebu soma na nguvu hivyo uende ukue mwanamuziki. No, wanasemanga soma hivyo na nguvu uende ukue daktari. Soma hivyo na nguvu uende, you know. And the fact that I'm now in the creator economy is like mind-boggling for real, because I feel like I'm not settling. I feel like I'm in the right place, but it is not a path that I would have easily like thought that I would end up in, kwa sababu that is not what I have been taught all along. That is not the system that I was brought up to like look forward to being a part of, you know. So another experience that made me realize just how unnatural capitalism feels to me is sasa when I completed like sasa nimemaliza 844 and I am ready for the workspace. You told me if I did this right, I will be good enough for the workspace. Why am I not good enough for the workspace? Because now I got into the workspace and I got to like intern at this place where I got to sasa know, like for real, nilipata sasa the understanding of like this is not what is meant for me. Yes, it opened me up to like so many possibilities. During my internship, that is when I found out that there's jobs out here where like people don't have to show up at the office like from Monday to Friday. You can actually just go in when you have meetings. I got to learn that there's places where you don't have to dress like in an official manner to be in the office. Yes, the internship really exposed me and opened my world to like a whole lot of possibilities that I didn't know existed even. But I feel like it did what it needed to do for me in my life, because I was struggling. To think that I once thought I would be able to like get into corporate and climb the corporate ladder, and just like work my ass or work my tea off and like do my thing. Kukua on ground, I felt like it was very different. Haikukuwa inanifilia. I was struggling with it a lot. And it didn't make sense because I had been looking forward to it all my life. Mbona haikukuwa ina click? Now I'm here. Why is it not just making sense? Why is it not working out the same way I was promised that it was going to work out? So back to the internship bit. What made me realize like sasa from that experience, what made me like chenye ilifanya sasa nikajua like for real, maybe this is not the path for me, is when sasa I had to like face the fact that I understand the level of integrity that I hold, and I also understand the level of respect I hold towards authority. And many at times I have had this experience all through kwanza high school sana high school ndo niliweza kuona, ndo nina like hata nikikumbuka sahi ndo ninaweza kupick up he pattern like about my integrity and about my respect towards authority. I don't do well with authority that is mismanaged. I don't do well with authority that wants to that is forceful. I don't do well with authority that is that preaches water and drinks wine. And I feel like many people who have the authority, especially in the corporate world, are like that. They want to preach water and drink wine. They want to push you around. They want to ask you to do stuff that they wouldn't be able to do themselves. Na mimi sasa siwezi work around such, I don't do well with office politics. I don't do well with people stabbing each other in the back just to try and climb up the corporate ladder. I don't do well with people stabbing each other in the back just to be able to like kufurahisha mdosi. Nah, I don't do. I'm not. Kwanza mimi sipendi kufurahisha watu ovyo ovyo. Mimi wanafurahisha watu wenye wana deserve kufurahishwa. So when I was interning, I really like I feel like this understanding came after the internship, because while I was undergoing the internship, I was observing these things and I was learning these things. But so when I was out of it, looking at it from outside, I realized, this is why this did not happen. This is why I was not able, like being just on a level of self-awareness penye unajiambia ukweli na unaikubali. Okay. So vitu kama hizo ndo zililifanya nika realize, maybe I'm backing up the wrong tree. Because it was not feeling as though I was using the least amount of effort. I felt like I was putting so much effort for somebody who had not even been in the game for such a long time. I was putting too much effort, and I had to question myself whether this is what I wanted for the rest of my life. So I will refer to my notes. This video is for my people who feel like capitalism is unnatural to them. And by my people, I mean the yearners, the seekers, the creators, and the artists. As you can remember from my reintroduction video where I had like a presentation and slides penye nilikuwa ninaonyesha what your local potted is about, why your local potted and all that. I said the mission of your local potted is to expand the minds of creatives, artists, yearners and seekers. So hii video ni yenu cause mi ninajua like I know how it feels like to live in a world where everyone else anasema unafaa kuenda hivi but unajaribu kuenda hivi lakini hivi inakaa the wrong like I feel right, you feel out of place, you feel burnt out, you feel misused, you feel underappreciated. So yeah, this is for you wale wote like honestly. And I continue reading. I once saw a post. Oh, okay. So there's this anakwanga a teacher of philosophy and all that. So there's this time, I think this was like 2 years ago, she posted something which really like made me get an epiphany about this whole situation and why I would say that capitalism feels unnatural to me. So wacha ni connect to me trying to figure out what profession I would want to do when I was a kid. So unaona wakati mi nilikuwa mtoto vile hata nilishasema tukianza, mi nikiwa mtoto I can't remember what exactly I wanted to do, but I can remember everything else everybody wanted me to do and everything else that I might have picked up that I was like, maybe I could do that. Sindio? And sasa since everybody else was telling me that is what I would do, mi nilikuwa nishajibuildia that expectation that basi this is how it's supposed to be, because if people can see that this is what I should be doing, basi ninafaa kufanya chenye hao wanaona na nifuate hiyo path. And I tried. Sindio? So nikaenda internship which connects back to your story internship. Sasa si nikaenda internship, nikapata the exposure, nikapata nini na nika realize I cannot continue like this. So after the internship, of course there was this pressure to like, are you looking for a job? What are you planning to do with your life? Tumekusomesha, we want to see you do something with your life. From like my guardians, my parents, you know. And sasa nilikuanga nina feel weird because you can't start telling the people when you wako na such high expectations of you na when you walikuwa na like wanna hold certain dreams for you ati no, I don't want to like go towards that direction but I'm not sure where I want to go. When you ukiwaambia kitu kama hiyo wanaona ni kama uko unserious. So I felt like I didn't know how to explain myself. All I knew is that I am not meant for a conventional job. That is one thing I knew. I don't know what I want to do, but it is not a conventional job. It can't be, cause I have dipped my toes in the waters. Hata kama imekuwa for a short while, I can already tell if I am to keep at this, I will be only lying to myself and hurting myself. So siku moja nilikuwa tu nina scroll kwa mtandao na nikakutana na post ya the lady I was telling you about, who's a teacher of philosophy. Na alikuwa anasema it was something to do with like ancestral guidance, ancestral guidance, capitalism, and the such. Ilikuwa around ile time ya maandamano, mambo ya unemployment amongst the youth, So one line that I remember vividly, because now it was a long post, na sa unaona nisha mention like 3 topics that are very wide. Yeah. A statement that stuck with me from that post is, wengine wenu mtatafuta kazi hadi matako yenu ilie mbwata na bado hamtawaipata because your ancestors are protecting you from certain spaces. And that hit me hard. I hope it hit mtu. Ilini hit hard cause as a trailblazer, as a trendsetter, you can't follow the path that inakuwa followed by everybody. You are meant to pave a different path. You are meant to pave a different way. You are meant to innovate. You are meant to start things that maybe the world hasn't seen in years, because most of these gifts that we hold zimekuwa inactive for a very long time. Sahi ndio sasa watu wameanza ku awaken na ku remember themselves na remember these gifts. So hizi gifts hazina systems zenye zinaweza zisustain, ndio maana hautapata si watu wengi ndio wameweza kufollow such paths. Capitalism was created to churn out worker bees, literally. Sijui inakwanga nani huyo alikuwa anasema like the whole point of kufunza, like kupeleka watu shule na hizi systems zenye tumepewa, not like shule zote, the whole point was to be able to generate people who follow orders, not free thinkers. And as a person who feels capitalism is unnatural to you, I promise you, you are a free thinker. You are a free thinker, you are a trendsetter, you are an innovator, you are a trailblazer. Utatafuta kazi kwa hiyo system yenye haikufai na hautawahi pata. So it's up to you to actually learn yourself, to know yourself enough to be able to tell, what am I supposed to offer the world? You know, instead of just following the conventional path that has been there, just trying to find worker bees to build their economies, their systems, their wealth. The 1% wanaendelea kukua richer while the rest of the world is like moving towards poverty more and more. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that such brilliant minds, such as myself, such as yourself, feel wasted after putting in so much energy, so much time, so much money? Our parents used so much money to take us through school, only for you to get out of school and not know what you're supposed, and not have an opportunity, not even not know, cause umekuwa shule ukijua mimi nikimaliza hii shule nataka pursue this thing that I have done in school, si ndio? But unatoka huko and you don't even have an opportunity to be able to practice those skills, to be able to upgrade those skills, and you inakuacha na maswali mengi. What I want you to know is that people like you and me, creators, artists, seekers, yearners, you are not meant for the ordinary. You are not meant for the conventional. That is why such a system like capitalism would feel unnatural to you. Because Ebu, tell me why, please. We have to pay for things that we found for free on earth. Sisi wote, as long as mtu ni human being, tumezaliwa tukapata vitu kwa hii dunia, alafu sisi ndo tunataka kuziclaim na like we pay for water. Imagine paying for water, kitu yenye ina appear naturally, ndo ipitie kwa pipes, itritiwe, iekwe vitu zenye hata hatujui. That is just, it has never sat right with me ever since I was a kid, and that is just one aspect of this whole system, you know. But today I'm really like trying to focus on purpose na destiny, you know, and why if capitalism feels unnatural to you, you should actually go back to the drawing board and figure out and know yourself. Knowledge of self is king right now. Knowing yourself will enable you to stay authentic. Kwa mara ya ngapi? Sijui ni kwa mara ya ngapi nimesema hiyo kitu, but knowing yourself will enable you to be able to use yourself correctly. Knowing yourself will enable you to see yourself correctly. Knowing yourself will enable you to think for yourself. Knowing yourself will enable you to believe in yourself. Mtu mwenye anajijua of course ata believe in themselves, lakini kama ujijui, how will you know what to believe in? And on that note, since we are speaking of authenticity na know yourself, birth charts are a good way of knowing yourself. And yeah, birth charts are part of astrology. I will insert it was on my Instagram story. I will insert that, a short story where I was explaining like what a birth chart is, what a birth chart reading is, because I offer birth chart readings. So I will insert all that information on your screen and you'll be able to see it and the services that I offer. Book your sessions. Let me help you figure this out, because we need to figure it out. We need to, like, time inasonga, and the earlier we start building, the better for all of us. Yes. And I will continue reading. Okay, so nilikuwa nimesema kuna wengine wenu mtatafuta kazi kwa hii dunia mpaka matako ilie mbwata. This is because your ancestors are protecting you from systems that they know will misuse you. and I didn't want you guys to quote me wrong. There's people who watatafuta kazi, acha tusiseme, like, let me not term it as capitalism because that is a very general way of seeing it. Kuna watu wenye watatafuta kazi na watapata very easily. Pia ukishajua that about you, learn to use it for your benefit. Learn to use that to help yourself out of the system. I know you guys have already heard of the term the matrix. Learn to use the resources around you to help you out of the matrix. If like working a conventional job or following the conventional path comes easy for you, you need to be in awareness of that, but you need to know that that system is not going to last forever. So you can't really like rely on it and act oblivious to the fact that it is an oppressive system. Okay, I continue reading. This is because you are meant for something else and you need to figure that out haraka. Nishawaambia kama if you feel like I am speaking to you, you need to figure out what you are supposed to be doing. Nobody has the answers. You are the only person who has the answers. Anyone else outside of you will just help you realize your answers more, but they won't help you know your answers. Okay? So you need to follow the path of least resistance. I have a video yenye inaitwa the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance is when you're walking the path where ease, flow, and alignment are like the core of your life. Unajua, like as long as it feels easy, as long as it's flowing, as long as it feels aligned, that is what you should be doing. The moment it feels misaligned, the moment it feels ni kama inakuvuruga, the moment it feels chaotic, you need to figure out a way to get out of that. Yeah. And I don't mean it in a way that ati sasa life haifai kukua like ati life inafaa kukua a bed of roses and all. No, I mean it in the fact that you have this deep knowing and this deep clarity, like iko tu ndani, innate. Hata sitaki kutumia the word deep. You have this innate knowing and this innate clarity that as much as maybe the nuances of life, sai niko juu, sai niko chini, sai niko juu, sai niko chini, hizo zinafanyika, I am still good. Like I am on the right path. But kama okay, which brings me to my next point. Surrender in alignment feels safe, while surrender in misalignment feels unsafe. So the moment you start feeling unsafe, jua uko in misalignment. Kwa sababu hata kama dunia inachomeka, but you are on your path. Hata kama like everything else around you is burning and maybe that fire might be consuming you next. If you are in alignment, if you are on the path of least resistance, if you are moving in ease and flow, that won't scare you and throw you off balance. It will scare you because yes, you are a human being, so there's that humanness in you, but it won't scare you ile ya wow, what is happening sijui nini, because you know it's happening the way it's supposed to be happening, it's unfolding the way it's supposed to be unfolding, because we ndo unajua how like the desired reality looks like, and you're taking the needed steps towards that desired reality, no matter what you are experiencing currently in your reality. Sindio? Yeah, you're planting the right seeds, so of course expect to bear the right fruits, or let's say appropriate, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. I don't think niko na anything else ya kusema, but I want to remind you, I've already mentioned it in video uko somewhere, uko mbele, uko mwanzo, venye gifts mingi zenye tuko nazo sahi zimekuwa inactive for a very long time. Hii ni kwa sababu ya the systems that have been in place for like the past 400 years or more, I don't know. But your ancestors have had these gifts and were able to wako na not just gifts, they have skills, they had skills, they have through you, they have skills, they have different abilities that zina lay dormant. Figure that out, because maybe dunia, like maybe the world is waiting for you to be able to offer us that gift. Kwa sababu sahi we are going back to community. people need like communities to thrive. Since we are building our own systems to sustain our gifts, we need to have our own communities that help us thrive, that support us, that love us, that nurture us, that see us. And I feel like if you are really awake, or if you are awakening, you do realize that hizo systems hazipatikani kwa any of the things zenye tulipata hapa ama zenye tuliachiwa na wakoloni. And yeah, we need to start establishing our own. Yeah, and the time is now. Honestly, the time is now. There's never been a better time. I say it again. I'll never get tired of saying it. Maybe for the next couple of years, there'll never be a better time than now. So, anza tu sai. Hey. Yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow us on our social media handles at _yourlocal.pothead and at _nyagoha. Both are on Instagram. The rest of the handles are TikTok, Facebook. Nini nitazipost at the end of the video. Don't forget to like book a session with me. My link tree is on my YouTube profile. The link you will use if you want to book a birth chart reading is on my YouTube profile. Hapo tu utaiona imeandikwa link tree. So when you click on that, there's the first the first button imeandikwa book a birth chart reading. Just click on that again, alafu sasa you look through the services I offer and pick the one that suits you best. I am so honored. It's a privilege to be alive in a time such as now and to be able to do the things I am doing. I don't take it for granted that I am able to nudge to nudge people in the right direction. And I hope that you figure it out and you find yourself, because sisi wote tukisha jijua, the collective will be much stronger, you know. Imagine being in a room where all 50 candles are lit, and being in a room where there's 50 candles, 49 ziko off na moja iko lit. Muna get? Nyini wa smart. Go be great. Go live the biggest life you can ever conjure up in your mind. Your local pothead out.